In this video, we're going to talk about application of double integral. All right, how to use a double integral to determine the area between a curve and a straight line. We have a question on the board. It says, find by a double integral the area bounded by the curve y equal to x squared and the line y equal to x plus 2. So let us first of all determine the point of intersection, where the points where the curve and the line intersect. Now see, the curve is y equal to x squared and the line is y equal to x plus 2. To determine the point of intersection, since I'm having y equal to x squared and y equal to x plus 2, I'm going to say that x squared is equal to x plus 2. Okay, so I have a quadratic equation already. X squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let's factorize this, the left hand side. I need two numbers when multiplied to give me the product of 1, which is the coefficient of x squared, and minus 2. 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. And the same two numbers when added to get minus 1, which is the coefficient of x, minus 1. So two numbers will multiply to give us minus 2, when added to give us minus 1. The numbers are positive 1 and negative 2. Because 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. 1 plus minus 2 is minus 1. So I'm going to write x squared plus 1x minus 2x minus 2 equal to 0. So factorizing the left hand side, I'll take the first two terms, bring out x. I'm having x plus 1. Take the last two terms, bring out minus 2. I'm having x plus 1 equal to 0. So in brackets, we have x plus 1, okay, and we have x minus 2 equal to 0. So from here, x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 equal to 0. From which x is equal to minus 1, or the same x is equal to what? Positive 2. Now, when x is equal to minus 1, what is y? If I plug in minus 1 here, I'll be having minus 1 all to the power of 2, and that's positive 1, right? So the first point of intersection is this. When x is minus 1, y is positive 1. When x is equal to 2, so y will now be equal to, if I plug in 2 here, that will be what? 4. So when x is 2, y is 4. So these are the points of intersection, the points where the curve and the line meet. Now, what I'm going to do next is to try to sketch the graph. I'm going to show on the graph the curve and the line. Okay, to do that, I need a stationary point or a turning point on the curve, the point where the curve turns. And from calculus, we said that at turning point or at stationary point, the y ds is 0. And it's the gradient of the curve equal to 0. So the curve is y equal to x squared. What was the y dx? That will be 2x, right? Differentiate x squared with respect to x to obtain 2x. So if I set 2x equal to 0, okay, solving this equation now, I'm having x equal to 0. If you divide both sides by 2. So when x is 0, of course, y will also be what? 0 on the curve. If I plug in 0 here, okay, I'll be having y equal to 0 squared. That will still be 0. So the turning point on the curve is 0, 0. So let's see. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Okay, let me look at the values. The most negative value of x is minus 1, and the most positive value of x is 2. Okay, so let's say I'm having positive 1 here, positive 2 here. All right, this negative 1 for the x-axis. The most positive value of y is 4. Okay, so I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a rough sketch. This is 1 and this is 2. Now, let's plot this point. -1, 1. When x is -1, y is 1. So this is where y is 1. So if I trace it down at this point, so the curve will pass through this point, okay? When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 2, y is 4. All right. Let's try to trace it at this point. So the curve will also pass through this point. Of course, these 2 points are the point of intersection of the curve and the line. Okay. Now, the curve also passes through this point. That's why I determine the stationary point, where the curve turns at 0, 0. That's the origin. So this is it. Let's connect the 3 points together. I'll do something like this. It's a rough sketch. Okay. This is the curve. We got these 2 points as the points where the line and the curve intersect. Of course, these are the points, this and this. So if I join these 2 points together, I'll get the line. All right, this is the line. So the area bounded by the line and the curve, which is this shaded portion, is what we are looking for now. This is it, by double integral. Let's determine it now. The double integral is this. The double integral dy dx. Just follow me. This first integral is with respect to y. That's this one. And the second one is with respect to x. So the limit of integration of this first one will be from y1 to y2. And the limit of integration of the second one will be from what? From x1 to x2. Since this first one is with respect to y, so we'll take the limit from y1 to y2. And the second integral is with respect to x. So we'll take the limit from x1 to x2. Now, what is y1? What is y2? What is x1? What is x2? Remember, in our calculation, still on the board, we got x equal to -1 or what? 2. -1, 2. Those are the limit for x, the lower limit and the upper limit. So what is the limit for y now? See, in this graph, you can see that the line, which is y equal to x plus 2, is above the curve. That means the curve is below the line. The curve is y equal to s squared. Okay, so we have y equal to s plus 2, which is for the line, and y equal to x squared. Of course, y is the subject of the formula in both of them. Because the curve is below the line, if I make y the subject of the formula from here, I'll be having x squared. This x squared will form the lower limit. And because the line is above, if I make y the subject of the formula from that equation, of course we have y equal to s plus 2. S plus 2 will be the upper limit. So this is it. Let's evaluate the integral now. So we have the double integral from -1 to 2 first, from x squared to what? S plus 2 dy dx. So integrating dy, we get y. All right. So we have the integral from -1 to 2 of y from x squared to x plus 2 dx. So we now substitute the upper and the lower limit. Plugging in the upper limit first, we have from integral from 1 to 2 of s plus 2 will enter x. Then s squared will now enter dx. So we'll now integrate this again with respect to x now, from -1 to 2. So it will be this. Integrate x with respect to x, that's x squared all over 2. Integrate 2 with respect to x, that will be 2x. Integrate minus x squared with respect to x, that's minus x cubed all over 3, from -1 to 2. So we'll now plug in the upper and the lower limit. Plug in the upper limit first, we have, let's see it here. 2 will enter for x first. So if 2 enters here, it will be 2 squared all over 2, right? Plus 2 times 2 minus 2 cubed all over 3. Then we'll now say minus, the lower limit will now enter, which is -1. -1 enters here, that will be -1 all squared all over 2 plus 2 times -1 minus -1 all cubed all over 3. And so we have this. 2 squared is 4. 4 over 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 cubed is 8. Minus 1 squared is +1, so we have 1 over 2. 2 times -1 is -2. -1 cubed is -1 times the -1 outside, that will be +1 all over 3. So 2 plus 4 is 6, right? 6 minus 8 over 3. Okay, we can easily expand this bracket here using this minus to affect it. This times this, that's minus half. This times this, that's +2. This times this, that's -1 over 3. Of course, 6 plus 2 is 8, right? That's 8. Okay, -8 over 3 minus 1 over 3 is actually -8 minus 1 all over 3. And that's -9 over 3. -9 over 3 is -3. Then we have -half. 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is either 2 times 5 is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9, or we can say 4.5. This is it. So the area bounded by the curve, y equal to x squared, and the line, y equal to x plus 2, is 9 over 2 squared units. Alright. So this is it for this particular problem. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep supporting by subscribing to this channel. Like this video and share it with your friends and your classmates. I'll see you in the next one.